in the main routes, but what I like about this is it shows everything, and it will show by legend if it's a dirt road, if it's a gravel road. Hey everybody! Well, we're doing what we can. Living in Ontario kind of sucks for motorcycles this time of year because it's so freaking cold out, but what can we do, eh? So I tried to think, what can I do just to put a video up? So what I'm doing is I'm going to show a lot of the stuff that I've been accumulating over the winter, you know, just because of COVID, we're all sitting around with nothing to do. Our business was shut down for 2 months. We just got back to work. It's good to be back to work again. But for all that time we were sitting around, and all you do is sit around and buy stuff off Amazon and stuff. So I've been buying some stuff to try and get ready to do a much better season this year, because I want to do some better filming and I want to make some better videos, just because it's a hobby of mine and I love to do it. So I'm going to go through some of the stuff I've been buying. There's still 1 or 2 items still coming, but it's been slow coming in. But over the course of the winter, I've been slowly collecting a bunch of stuff, and I'm hoping it's going to help me make new videos. So with no further ado, I'm going to just set this here and I'll show you what kind of stuff I got. I really wanted to get a better motovlogging camera. The old camera, and if you've watched some of the previous cameras before, I was filming with an old Hero 3 Plus, and I know that's pretty outdated, and I think that the videos were, you know, getting a little blurry and they're not looking great. A lot of limitations to that camera. So I went and purchased a new GoPro finally. I went and bit the bullet and got it. So what I did was, I've been one who, I don't believe that you have to get the latest, greatest camera that's out there all the time. They're always going to be at top price, and are you really getting what you need? When I buy a tool, I base it on what I need, not necessarily if it's the newest thing. And the newest thing usually just has a few more features or things that you normally wouldn't use. You got to think, what am I going to use this for? I'm going to record with it, and it's got to be better quality than what I had. So I got a deal on a Hero 7 Silver, and I thought, okay, that's a pretty good camera, and as you can see, it you know, it's going to record a lot better than the one I had. I mean, the Hero 3 Plus that I had, it didn't even have a viewing screen on the back. It had nothing. It didn't have Wi-Fi. It didn't have any of these things. So I thought, well, that's got to be good, and it's a pretty darn good price. You know, a lot cheaper than the latest GoPro, the latest Hero 9 and all that stuff. So I went and I got this. Well, then I also got a new helmet setup, which I'm going to show you here. And with the helmet setup, I went with this. I know it was inspired by the old Itchy Boots, and now she's got new stuff, so I'm technically not copying her anymore, okay? But I really wanted to get a better helmet mount, so I got the strap-on here. That's right, I'm wearing a strap-on. And then I got the Ulanzi setup so that I can have external microphone, and that's the way it's set up, right? So you put your Hero 7 in there, you can plug that in, and it goes to the microphone in the helmet. And so I went and got this Hero 7 and I hooked that all up, and I made the, as you can see, 2 episodes ago, I made the snowplow video just to try and test it out and get riding on something. And I had that all hooked up out there, and as you can tell, if you've watched the snowplow video, the audio was done. So the audio sucked really badly, and what happened was the microphone was not working. After all kinds of scratching my head and testing and trying to figure out what was wrong with this microphone, I realized that it was the camera not compatible with an external mic. Well, they didn't tell me that in the description. It doesn't say anywhere there, unless you look for it, that these Hero 7s are not compatible with the microphone. So the whole setup and everything I got, the microphone and all that, was kind of kiboshed. So I'm like, shit, what am I gonna do now? The only answer I had to continue my setup was I had to go with and get another GoPro camera, the Hero 7 Black, which is what I'm recording with right now. So I can't really show you that, but it looks like this, but it's black, obviously. And the black now has a few more options. It's certainly more expensive, It's not as much money as I wanted to spend. I didn't want to buy 2 GoPros this year, but I had to in order to make this work. So it's going to work out best in the long run, because the Hero 7 Black will work with the microphone, although I haven't tested it yet. It's supposed to work with the microphone, so it'll be compatible with that. And I thought, rather than try and return this or anything like that, I still need a facing back camera anyway, something I've never really done in my previous videos, something that is pretty much widely accepted as a standard nowadays. So now we're going to be setting up with the Hero 7 I'm going to be using for face forward, and then I can go with my helmet cam and talk and all that with the Hero 7 Black. So there you go, 2 new GoPros to update with. So with that said, I also realized with the Hero 7 Silver, it doesn't take external batteries. You can't buy new batteries for it. There is no, you see, there's no place on it to take the battery out, because it's just one battery. You just charge it up. It's non-removable. So I couldn't buy spare batteries for it, and that's no good when you're going on those long camping trips and stuff. So I have to just charge that as the camera. Non-removable batteries. So with that said, well, this is a nice case that came with it, which is, I needed a new one. I was having trouble with my old ones. They were leaking and they were not clear anymore. So obviously the design is different on the front of the new cameras to the Hero 3 Plus that I had. You've got the big square lens on the side that way. So it's completely different. And so none of my other cases would work with it as well. So it's nice to get a new waterproof case. So there's a nice new one that would go for possibly my facing back camera, or if I'm in the rain or something like that. So that's going to help. Or I might put it on the Black here just so I can help, but then it wouldn't fit in my Ulanzi. I don't know. I'll figure that out. So now that I got the Hero 7 Black, I went and got some extra batteries for it, because I want to be on the road. I want to have extra batteries. So many times, if you watch the camping video series, I'm sitting there on the side of the road going, wow, well, I passed something really neat, but I didn't have batteries, so I couldn't film it for you, but it was really cool. Well, that really goes a long way, doesn't it? So with these new batteries here, you can see I've got some backups, and I went with the GoPro charger. So there it is, USB powered. I could even have that possibly hooked into the bike while I'm driving, and I can be charging batteries, or I can have them all charged up the night before, whatever works. But anyway, the point is I'm going to have a battery in the camera and 2 spares on the side, and hopefully that's going to keep me going for most of my motovlogging day and my filming adventures. Now, this is another Ulanzi product that I picked up. Another thing that I'm going to expand into, that is pretty much the norm nowadays, is doing drive-bys with your bike out in a scenic area or something like that, just so you can show riding down the road from the side of the road view, or riding off into the distance, or whatever you want to do, but an external view of you on the bike riding. So you need a tripod and a good camera setup for that. With my walking around camera, I've been using the Osmo Pocket, and it films quite well, but it's this little thing you have to hold like this. Doesn't really go on a stand very well. That's another thing I got. So I got myself a nice stand in this little carry bag. That should be able to either fit in my pannier, or maybe I can hook it onto the side somehow that I'm not going to lose it. It's got a nice tripod stand in there. I don't know if you want to see it or not. I guess this isn't a big deal, but put a nice tripod stand on the side of the road, and then you can film yourself driving by in spots. But with this other part here, this Ulanzi setup, it can do 2 things. It can either hold your cell phone on top of that tripod right here, which is kind of nice if you want to use a cell phone. So it kind of sticks out the side here, and then you can film with the cell phone, or get it to take pictures. But it also has a clip here to hold my Osmo Pocket. So I can put that on a stand, put my Osmo Pocket on there, and I can stand there and yap at you, or I can drive by on the bike, or show you anything that I need a tripod stand for. So that's pretty cool with the Ulanzi. What else we got? Well, I had to get myself a nice walking around selfie stick, so I got this one. I'm still not great with these selfie sticks. I wish the GoPro could be a little bit more like the Osmo Pocket and have a manual, mechanical gimbal setup, because I find when I'm walking, one of my past episodes, I went to look at lookouts and I'm walking down the trail, and I've looked back on the video now and it's like shaking like crazy going down the trail. And when I was walking with that camera in my hand, I was holding it as still as I could, or I think I had it on here, and I was holding it as still as I could. I don't know how these other motovloggers are doing it, but this new camera does have digital stabilization, so maybe that's going to help a lot with that. But no matter how calm I was being, it still looked really shaky and flying around. So hopefully with a selfie stick and the digital stabilization of the Hero 7 Black, maybe I can do a better job of that and not be so shaky going around. Now,